Hi, I'm Sam Lerdahl, and today I'm going to talk to you about the admin side of Edupass. This side is very analytics based and helps schools build a better understanding of their students through the active data they produce. So, getting started, you can either log in with your district username and password or sign in with Google. If you don't have an account, you can register. When you register, you ask for your district, and if you know that on the top of your head, you can enter that in, or if you got it from an email, type it in. Username is any username that you'd like to. Email is your school's email address, or if you don't have one of those, your personal email address. Password is any password that you'd like. Confirm that password. And then the access code. The access code you also receive in an email, and this helps our system verify that it's actually you. So let's go ahead and log in. Now that you're logged into Edupass, you can see two things: the Quick Stats pane and the Search tab. In the Quick Stats pane, you can see a Sign Out button on the top left. Your Quick Stats, so how many students are checked in versus how many that are just in the total school. And you can also see what students have completed so far throughout all 3 hours. So this many tests, quizzes, and assignments. At the very bottom, there's a Clear Invites button that lets you clear all pending or active invitations. So this is good for a new school year or a new semester, or if you just want to clear the air. And so on the Search tab, you can search for a student or teacher. When you type in any student's name, you can kind of see their pending invitations. And when you type in a teacher's name, you can see how many students are currently in their classroom. Moving on to the Students pane. The Students pane lets you actively see where your students are during today's free time. So, on the top you'll see a variety of filters: last, first, grade, and location. When you want to use one of the filters, simply click on it, and this lets you utilize that. When the arrow is pointing down next to the filter option, it sorts from the bottom up, so starting with Z's. And when you click on it again, it sorts by A first, or numbers before that. So you can do that with any one of the filter options. So first name with the arrow switch. Grade, so when the arrow's up, it starts with the lowest grade, and when your arrow's down, it starts with the highest grade. Location does the same thing, so you can search your students by location with the arrow up, meaning the teacher with the highest in alphabetical order, and with arrows down, it's the lowest in alphabetical order. The refresh button in the top right lets you refresh it, just to make sure that your data is accurate and up to date. In the bottom right corner, you'll see the search pane. So you can swift through the different pages to find a specific student, or just to scroll through all the data that's there. So let's move over to Classroom tab. So when you click on Classrooms tab, you'll first see that it looks similar to Students tab, but the data options are a lot different. So first to start, your filters on top are first, last, population, and capacity. First and last name are similar to student, but population and capacity are not. Population lets you see how many current students are in that classroom, and capacity lets you see the teacher's choice of capacity for that hour. So you can see a variety of capacities and a variety of populations, and this lets you see which classrooms are the most popular during today's 3 hours. And then again, in top right of the note card, you see the refresh button, so you can refresh it to make sure that your data is accurate. And at the bottom right, you can see your scroll, so you can kind of scroll through your data and investigate. Next, let's move to the Analytics tab. The Analytics tab is the most powerful tab in the Edupass suite. At default, you'll find a variety of graphs based on your school's performance. So, workload, priorities, travel times, and invites for your entire school. However, if you want to search for an individual student, you can do that in the search bar above. Simply type in their name and click View Graphs. If you want to see how a certain grade is doing, simply click on the grades that you'd like to see. Looking at each graph has a title in the top left and a definition right below it. For example, workload, the percentage of flex hour time spent on various activities. Priorities, the amount of time spent in each teacher's classroom in hours. And so these definitions help you understand what you're seeing and help you even process or ask more questions as you look at more data. These graphs can come in handy whether you're trying to answer certain questions or if you want to better understand your students and figure out what they're doing in their free time.